Hello and welcome back to the channel for another video in the Dirt Cheap Train Fair Bargains series, small series, where we bought 4 really cheap engines from a toy fair, train fair, and brought them home to see if they were worth even the small amount of money we paid. Anyway, today's victim is this one. I've not had this out of the box yet. Well, box. I say that slightly loosely, to be fair. But this is engine 60022, otherwise known as Mallard. There's no paperwork with this, and the box is in a terrible mess. And as far as I can work out, this is Hornby's number R350. I believe it's the last version of Mallard they made in this country before they all shipped out to China. As such, it's going to be a tender drive, I would imagine. And I think, if I've found the right one, this is from 1979 to 81. So as you can see, the box looks a bit rough there. That end is completely missing. Someone's taped it up at some point. That end is the same, so that's still taped up. And it says there, BR Class A4 Pacific Mallard with crew and decorated cab interior. Okay, I'm not convinced there's any crew in this because I did get this out on the stand and I don't remember there being any crew. Anyway, let's get this out, see what this is like. Yeah, the box is pretty much shot, isn't it? But never mind, it's cheap enough. So we've got this on the front, which you've already seen, but there's nothing on the back. No R number anywhere. And the polystyrene's had, I don't know, an encounter with something chemical or something vaguely rodent. Don't know. Set that off. And there she is. Well, first impressions, that looks in pretty good nick, I've got to say. It's reasonably clean. Cleaner than the shunter we looked at. I mean, it'll still get a bit of a dust off and what have you, but yeah, the handrails look complete. The separately fitted Mallard sign, well, I think it's separately fitted. Certainly got some relief to it. Oops, nearly lost it. Right, let's get this out of the polystyrene and have a proper look. So we've got Mallard out of the box. Before the box completely disintegrated, we've got it down on the track there. First impressions, it looks in reasonably good nick. I guess it's important, as it's the whole point of these videos, how much we paid for that. We had it up for, I think it's 32 for some reason, and we got him down to 25. Partly because I bought something else off him as well, but yeah, so basically 25 quid we paid for this. It is a tender drive. In fact, we'll have a look at the tender first. Surprisingly for one of these, the clips are still in place. You can get it off quite easily, but the clips are still in place. And I think that's been maintained by someone, been looked after, because that's looks reasonably greasy, for want of a better word. Yeah, but it's a typical Ringfield. Sadly not the Silver Seal one, but never mind. Looks in reasonably decent condition. Quite clean. The bit you can see the commutator there looks clean. I won't be stripping this down unless it needs it. Yeah, it looks okay. On the bottom, got The rear tender wheels articulated, so they go in corners. That one traction tyre. That one I think is just loose, pretty much, yeah. With very small flanges on it. And there's another traction tyre on that one. Traction tyre seems to be in pretty good nick actually. They're not just spinning on the wheel like you see quite often. It's gone all baggy. You see there it says made in Great Britain. No R number on this. Well, that looks all good and proper. And then there's the tender top. Oh, this is pretty old, isn't it, really? It's pretty standard. I'm sure we've all seen these type tender tops before. It's got a corridor one, which they all have, not something they all have. Yeah, the print's pretty good. A little bit of detail in there. Don't expect much really from one of this era, do you? So as I say, the clips are all, yeah, all there and working. Alright, let's have a look at the loco itself. So yeah, it's going to be a bit dusty, isn't it? Let's just get in on that. There's some relief on that, but I can't tell whether that's a separately fitted piece, mallard name. It's hard to tell whether it's just, could just be a moulded raised part. Well, when you zoom these in, you can really see the dust, can't you? Anyway, I think that looks quite good, sticking out there, standing proud from the body. Some decent hornby moulding going on. There's some sort of plaque or something there. Can't make that out. I don't. That looks like that's not even legible. What would that plaque be for? It doesn't say anything on the box about it being a special edition. Looks like a plaque. Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows. Stick it in the comments. I don't know. But yeah, it's decent moulding. Safety valves up the top here. I like the way the moulding line has been hidden with rivets. That's a good idea. Painting all looks good. The double chimney with that bit there. I'm not sure what that's called. Then look at the front. Oh, I like the way it's got the offset number as well. That's sticking out. That's nice. Nice rivets around here. Handrails all metal. Shed code, I assume that's what it is. Be nice if that's picked out in some sort of paint as well. No sprung buffers. Nice rivets around there. Yeah, all this part looks good. As does the running gear. That's pretty smooth, that. Can't feel any catching or binding in that. Thank God. That's one of my dreaded things about a steam engine, if all the conrods will bind up or something, or fall off. My eyes aren't necessarily good enough to deal with that little stuff anymore if that comes off. Rear pony is metal, and it's one of the good ones where it actually goes around corners instead of floating. I hate that. I think that looks awful. I've got one loco with that on and I don't like it. I won't buy any more that uses that system. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Anyway, this hasn't got that. This has got proper stuff on the back. I mean, that might be unrealistic. But then, so there's a massive overhang of the entire back quarter. The wheels look okay, they're a bit rough. They look pretty clean though. They're a bit rough, like the wheels on that shunter were. There's some rough spots on those wheels, I don't know why. But yeah, that looks alright. Let's have a look at the cab end. Yeah, full glazing. Another builder's plate. Is that unreal? Can you see that? I certainly can't on this viewfinder. Not separately fitted handrails there, they're all part of the mould. Let's have a look at the cab decoration. That's not too bad. Certainly seen a lot worse. Oh, I think that's pretty good actually. Let me just change the light a little bit so you see that a bit better. Yeah, it's not bad. Obviously it's all one colour and no gauges or anything, that's fine. See how old this is. And then we're back to this side. I think this is alright to look at. Yeah, it needs a dust off. That's easy done. Yeah, I don't know what that is there. Paint or a bit of biscuit. Something like that. Right, we're going to get this on. And the most important thing, does it even work? And how noisy is that ring-filled motor going to be? Right, let's find out. I'll get it on the main line and we'll give it a crack. Right, back in a moment. So there's Mallard down on the track, ready for our first test. So this is straight from the box, well, apart from you seeing it. I've turned off the other diesel I was running in because that's a bit noisy. Well, I've still got the 03 running. I'll let that come round. I'll turn it off as well because that's got a bit of noise to it, as you've already seen. Right, I'll park it out there for a minute. Right, let's see how this runs. Are we going to need ear defenders? Right, turning it up. Oh wow, stopped it right on some points there. Is it going to go? Yep. Valve gear's looking good, I've got to say. Change the light a bit. There we go. Right, so let's just think about this. This is from 79 to 81, so we call it 80. So is that 44 years old? From 80. Yeah, it is, isn't it? 44 years old. With an old ring-filled motor. And it runs like that. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed actually. Let's give it a bit more welly. Now I'm still suffering the after effects of a cold. But about the only noise I can hear from that is metal wheels on metal track. Well, I'm impressed. An tender drive, ring-filled motor. Alright, it's not got an absolute creep, but it ain't bad, is it? But no creaking, waddling. How slow can I actually get it? Yeah, that's a bit coggy there. Just give it a touch more. Well, unlike that shunter up there, I don't think I've got to do anything to this. It's really nice. I mean, I may give the wheels a once over, but they look pretty clean, but I've not got to oil nothing, or what's the point? No point in oiling something if it's already like that. Don't want to overdo it, do I? That is really rather impressive. Right, I'm going to sort out some coaches for that, and we'll see if we can pull anything. Should do. It's got traction tyres and they seem to fit. So yeah, I'll dig out a few coaches. We'll give it a bit of a run round and have some final thoughts on that one. See you in a minute. So I've dug out a few old school blood and custards. Let's see if it'll couple properly. I'm reasonably confident because I can do it at a reasonable speed. Sounded good. No problem with them. I'll send that old diesel on the way as well. So I'll just bring mallard into stop to have one final look. Do like that valve gear. There she is. That's a bit of a beauty, I think. 25 quid. I think that was well worth the money. Although I've got to say, you may not be so lucky if you bought one yourself, and it might be as rough as a badger's arse, but that. It's in pretty good nick, just needs a bit of a dust off. I don't need to do anything to maintain it. Did note though there's no crew, despite what it said on the box, so they've obviously been nicked and gone somewhere else. I wonder if it's the standard Hornby crew they give you with everything. that has crew with it. It's always the same pair. But yeah, I'm not worried about the crew not being there. I mean, 25 quid. I half expected it not to run, but that was better than I expected. Yeah, definitely worth 25 quid. Got one of these. How much better are the newer ones? Obviously they're going to be Loco Drive, I would think. As soon as they went to China, I expect they were Loco Drive. Are they that much better? Because I don't have any more of these. I have a blue one, which is from a train set, and I can't remember what that's called, Sir John something, but that's also tender drive. It doesn't run as nicely as this though. It runs well, but it's noisier. This is, I'm amazed that that is. If you told me that had the same motor in it as something like Clan Line, I'd believe you, just from running it. Impressive bit of kit. And I think it looks pretty good with those coaches on the back and all. So there you go, that's 2 for 2 really. There's that one up there, which turned out absolutely fine. Although he's a little bit noisy, but it's very slightly better the more I've used it. But that was only, what was that, 15 quid? So that was an absolute bargain, especially considering it hardly ran at all. And then we got this, which, I mean, if that ran better than that when it was new, I'll be astounded. But no, that's really impressed me. So anyway, there you go. Let us know what you think. I've got 2 more to look at. I want to get on with them because I bought them and I haven't tried them. So yeah, it's got to be done. So we see you soon in the next one. Any comments or anything, just stick them down below. I always answer comments when I can, which is 99% of the time. So there you go, thank you very much. Oh, and of course, do you think 25 quid was fair enough for this? I do. I've spent a lot more on ones that don't run as well as this, I can tell you. So yeah, nice one. Thank you very much. See you next one, and bye for now. Let's send him away.